guys, welcome back to my organization series. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to take super effective and organized notes. So without any further ado, let's just get right into the video. So the app that I'm going to be working with today is called Onenote. Since I'm fairly new to digital note-taking, I'm super lucky to have found this app because it literally has everything you would ever ask for in regards to a note-taking app. So I'm going to leave a link down in the description box below if any of you guys are interested and want to check it out. So the very first thing I do whenever I start note-taking is to give my page an accurate title. For me, this includes my class name and the lecture number. This helps me to stay super organized and also helps me to find my notes really easily. So the next thing I go ahead and do is to pick my page format. On the OneNote app, there are tons of options, but I choose to go with the middle-sized ruled paper because I feel like it makes my writing look the best. But you guys should definitely go ahead and choose whatever makes your writing look the best and the most organized, because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. So this step is completely optional, but I like to add it in because I feel like it adds a really nice focal point to my note-taking page, and this is my second title. So this consists of the lecture number and the lecture title, and I like to add it in because I feel like it looks really good with the notes. This next section is super important. I like to call it the purpose of the page. So this is the portion of the page where I write a short summary of what the entire page is going to be about. I find this really useful for future reference and future studying, so that if you're in a rush, you can just read just that small portion on the top of the page and know exactly what you're getting into and exactly what the entire page is going to be about. So I make sure I really take my time writing this out, and I also highlight some portions of it so it really stands out and I can see it as soon as I pull up a note page. After I complete the purpose aspect of my page, I just move right on to my note-taking. So I use a system of arrows and stars, and I feel like that works really well because it adds some structure and an aesthetic nature to the page as well. Another organization tip that I would really recommend to anyone looking to take super effective and organized notes is the use of subtitles. So here you can see me writing one of my subtitles. I usually write them in a color that is different from the majority of my text, and I also box it off to make it super pronounced and noticeable. These subtitles allow me to have different sections on my page for different kinds and types of information without it feeling too boxed off, while still giving me the ability to stay super organized in my note-taking. So the next tip that I think is really important to note is about handwriting. So in order for something to be organized, it also has to be neat, and I know sometimes it can get really hard to write nicely and write neatly, but I think it's really important to make sure that we pay attention to our handwriting, because even just neater handwriting can help a lot with organization. So this next tip is a little bit of a fun one, but it's about doodles. I say if you want to, you can add doodles to your notes around super important things that you want to stand out. I'm not much of an artist, but I like to add little lines here and there to my notes around titles or names of people that I think are really important to note out. So I think that can be really useful to organization. Another cool thing that can be added to notes concerning organization is if you're working with something that has to do with formulas that are really important, I think it's super important to make them stand out. So here I have a just noticeable difference formula, and I'm just boxing that off and moving it around a little bit so that it stands out and it's really visible. If I need to reference it, I can see it right away. Another important thing to note is the use of highlighters with organization. So these can be both a blessing and a curse. So I think it is very important to be careful with these and not go ham highlighting everything, but just highlight a couple things here and there that you think are really important to notice. If you guys are at all interested in exactly what it is I'm doing right now and why exactly I'm doing work in the summer, well, let me tell you. So I'm currently self-studying using a website called Coursera, It is a free website that offers courses from a lot of top universities in the world, which allows students to gain new skills and prepare for university. So if any of you guys are interested, I will leave a link down below to the website so you guys can check it out. Currently, I am taking the Introduction to Psychology course, which is both offered from the University of Toronto and Yale University. So even if you don't want to take this specific course, there are so many courses that I'm sure there will be a course that you will really enjoy. So if you want to, the link will be in the description box below. So another tip that I can give you guys is to have some variance in your titles. So as you guys noticed, I was sticking with a title pattern of having block letters with a box around it, but I decided for this section I was going to do something a little bit different just for variety, and I think it really added a nice touch to my notes and helped a little bit with organization. This next tip is another completely optional one, and that is the addition of photographs, which can be self-drawn or just gotten from the internet like I did here, because I was not about to draw pictures of all the scientists in the world. It wasn't all the scientists in the world, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so I like to add these in. They're not really organization, but they allow the page to look really aesthetic and really nice, and they also are there for reference and can be used in effective note-taking if you need to memorize what things look like. Pictures can be a great addition to your notes. So this last tip that I'm going to leave you guys with is probably the most important tip in this entire video. I know all the tips are really important, but this one is super duper important. So I suggest that at the end of your note-taking, you take the time to create a section at the bottom of your page called lecture questions. So you can call it whatever you want. It doesn't have to be lecture questions, but the concept is really important. I think it's vital to ensure that at the end of your note-taking, you are taking something away and you are leaving something on that page that can help you in future studying, maybe for a final exam or a midterm or something like that. So in the section, you guys can go ahead and write 1 or 2 or even 3 fundamental questions or questions that you think completely outline the entire lecture that you just listened to. This will ensure that you answer them in your head, you know what you're doing, and that next time when you come to study these notes, you can have these questions to test yourself with, to test others around you with, and it can be really beneficial to both your organization and study effectiveness. So I like to add a really bold colored box around the title lecture questions so that I can always remember that it is the most important part of the page and I can get there really easily and see exactly where it is when I need that section. So this is the final result of all of those tips incorporated into one magnificent note-taking page. So I hope you guys see the importance in all of those tips and you find some of them helpful and apply them to your own note-taking. If you guys think of anything that I can do or anything that I missed, make sure to leave them down in the description box below and I will definitely get back to you. I would like to say a big thank you to you guys for watching this video and for supporting my channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can see all of my new upcoming content and the last video in this series. It helps me a lot. It helps me to know which videos you guys like and which videos you guys would rather not see. So if you guys have any suggestions or anything you would like to see, make sure you leave them down in the description box below. Thank you guys so much and I'll see you guys next time.